Good afternoon, all. Respected Director CRI, Professor Satish Chandra, our Chief Guest, Professor S.N. Sachdeva, Vice Chancellor, Kurukshetra University, RC Chairman, Professor P.K. Sigdar, all RC members, former directors, Dr. S. Gangopadhyay, Dr. Vikram Kumar, Dr. P.K. Nanda, Professor P.K. Sigdar, Dr. M.P. Dheer, Chief Scientist in CRI, Dr. P. Lakshmi, Shri U.K. Guru Vittal, Dr. R.K. Garg, my present and former colleagues, invitees, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Neelam J. Gupta, and it's entirely my privilege to welcome you all on 80th CSIR Foundation Day celebrations. During this pandemic time, we all have seen that how CSIR has advantageously positioned itself to pursue the focused R&D to develop, integrate, scale up, and deploy necessary technological interventions for combating coronavirus pandemic in the country. On CSIR Foundation Day, we used to conduct many programs and activities, but this year, due to current pandemic, we have organized this formal function in the virtual mode following all the COVID-19 protocol. We are extremely delighted that today we have with us Professor S.N. Sachdeva, Vice Chancellor, Kurukshetra University. We are happy to have you, sir. With these words, I invite Director CRI, Professor Satish Chandra, for his welcome address. Sir.
Thank you. Today we are celebrating 80th Foundation Day of CSIR, and I am really thankful and grateful to Professor Sachdeva to have accepted my request to be part of this celebration today and deliver the Foundation Day speech. I can fully understand and appreciate his busy schedule as a Vice Chancellor of a university like Kurukshetra University. A very warm welcome to Professor Sachdeva to this function. We are joined by our Chairman of RC, Professor P.K. Sigdar also. I extend a very warm welcome to him. He has been associated with CRI for a long time and now guiding our research programs by chairing the meetings of Research Council. All former directors who have joined this program online, I extend a very warm welcome to all of them. I also welcome all retired personnel of CSIR CRI, my scientific and technical staff of Institute, officers and staff of administration, finance and purchase divisions of CRI, and all other well-wishers who have joined this function. CSIR is known for its cutting-edge R&D in diverse science and technology areas and has a pan-India presence through its national laboratories and outreach centers and innovation complexes. There are about 4,600 active scientists in different laboratories of CSIR, supported by almost 8,000 scientific and technical personnel. And CRI is one of the 38 laboratories of CSIR, which is devoted to research and consultancy works related to roads and road transport, including bridges and landslides. And I am happy to share that we also entered into the 70th year of establishment in July this year, and there have been several landmark activities accomplished during this period. I would request Dr. R.K. Garg, Chief Scientist, to present a brief account of research activities of CRI for the benefit of our chief guest and other audience. Dr. Garg, please. You are muted.
Thank you, Professor Chandra. Our chief guest, Professor S.N. Sachdeva, the Vice Chancellor, Kurukshetra University, Dr. Shekhar Simande, the Director General, CSIR and Secretary, DSIR, Professor P.K. Sigdar, Chairman, our CRI Research Council, Professor Satish Chandra, the Director of this institute, dearest guests, and my colleagues. It is my privilege to briefly describe the role played by CSIR, Central Road Research Institute, in recent years. The Council of Scientific and Industrial Research Vaigyanic and Audyogik Anusandhan Parishad was established by the Government of India in September 1942 as an autonomous body under the Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, Ministry of Science and Technology, that has emerged as the largest research and development organization in India. CRRI was established in 1950 and inaugurated in 1952 to serve the transportation engineering, primarily the road sector. In recent years, newer technologies in the road construction have been developed along with solving problems in the sector. Some of them are road construction in marshy areas such as Rann of Kutch, cyclone-prone areas, cold regions such as in Ladakh, green technologies using cold mixes in Uttarakhand border and other Himalayan regions. Development of plastic roads, development of innovative materials, namely magnesium oxychloride and nanomaterials, use of energy harvesters in roads and bridges, box insertion through highly unstable soil, to name a few. An ambitious work of creating Indian Highway Capacity Manual, we called Indo-HCM, was taken up by the Institute in collaboration with 3 IITs, NIT, and other institutions. And the first edition of the manual was released in February 2018. The technologies for white topping, modified bitumen, and cold mix were improved for greater performance, got patented, and implemented in the field successfully. Nearly 8,000 kilometers of roads have been laid using cold mix technology and has been awarded the CSR Technology Award in 2017. Toward managing the large stock infrastructural assets, CRRI has carried out research leading to development of the roads, bridges, and airport pavement management systems. These have been successfully implemented in Kerala, Odisha, etc. The life cycle costing of bridges is an important aspect that involves the inventory, inspection, design, construction, maintenance, extension of life, and risk analysis. The technology of mobile bridge inspection unit was developed in CRRI, got patented and transferred to the industry. This technology was awarded the National Innovation Award 2014 from NRDC 2017. Also, a unique database of the failure of bridges that occurred in India during the last 4 decades is prepared that suggests a lifespan of bridges that 34.5 years in our country. The road safety mission. It is worth highlighting here which several courses are designed. A 15-day certificate course on road safety audit has been approved by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. CRRI has trained hundreds of engineers and road safety auditors to train the road users towards the safe driving. A car driving simulator has been designed and commercialized. Recently, a unique traffic psychological laboratory is established in the institute. Here, the drivers of commercial sector as well as strategic sector are evaluated for performance during driving. The environmental consideration in the road construction are well addressed here. Research is carried out on air pollution as well as pollutants from exhaust and noise and vibration. CRRI has contributed immensely of utilization of waste coming from various sources. The construction and demolition waste from industry and from habitats, that is the plastics, incinerated residues, and even municipal waste can be utilized in road construction. Some of the technologies are for the fly ash from thermal plants, marble dust, Gerofix, that is zinc slag, copper slag, iron slag, phosphogypsum from fertilizer industry, zinc tailings, cinder, that is waste coal, red mud, the bauxite, chrome slag, diamond tailing, use of polystyrene, etc. Technology for use of Gerofix was felicitated by the National Award from CIDC, Construction Industry Development Council, in 2018. A major research program is underway for use of iron slag in association with the Ministry of Steel and foreign industry partners. CRRI acts as knowledge developers and a repository in the road sector in association with Indian Roads Congress and Bureau of Indian Standards. We have been instrumental in preparing the codes and standards. Dissemination of knowledge is carried out by conducting trainings, seminars, and workshops. Some training courses are approved by ADB and are attended by engineers from other countries as well. The transportation sector is an important sector to national economy and is a technology-driven sector. The role played by CRRI justifies to the satisfaction of its stakeholders. Last 1 year, as we all know, has been full of challenges due to pandemic situation in the country. During this time also, our scientists were on their job to complete several projects of national importance. Performance evaluation of bus rapid transit system in Bhopal, road safety assessment and traffic management plans for various cities, development of the design procedure for short paneled concrete pavements, use of waste plastic in roads, development of pothole repair machine in association with JCB have been accomplished. Development of cold mix based paver mixer for road construction in Himalayan regions, improvement of public transport services in Imphal, safe road connectivity for Tripura, restoration of heritage bridges, use of drone for inspection of bridges, corrosion of steel bars, impact of changing climatic patterns on landslides, and sustainable road payments in high altitude areas are some of the projects which were initiated or completed during last 1 year. Several training programs were conducted during the year to disseminate the knowledge to field engineers. We have initiated an ambitious project with Intel India, IIIT, Hyderabad, and Mahindra Group on making use of advanced technologies to enhance road safety in the city of Nagpur. We have entered into an agreement with the government of Bihar to mentor Bihar Road Research Center at Patna. We have joined hands with IIT Delhi and other local institutes to work on mobility and waste disposal problems of Delhi and NCR region. Another important study, namely Bloomberg Initiative of Global Road Safety Survey, was undertaken during this year in association with IIT Bombay. Thank you very much for kind attention and support. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Garg. May I request Shri UK Guru Vittal, Chief Scientist CRRI, to introduce our chief guest, please.
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार. Respected Professor Somnath Sachdewa ji, Vice Chancellor, Kurukshetra University, Director CRRI, and my colleagues. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker, Professor Somnath Sachdeva ji. He is an alumnus of Kurukshetra University. He did his graduation and PhD from there when it was known as Regional Engineering College, Kurukshetra. He has more than 33 years of experience in teaching, research, consultancy, and administration in NIT Kurukshetra. He was a topper right from matriculation, and his passion for teaching was so much that even after being selected by Services Selection Board, BRO, Engineering Services Exam, etc., he chose teaching as his profession. His area of specialization is transportation engineering, which is also our core area of research. He has supervised more than 70 MTech and PhD scholars and published more than 100 research papers. He's a reviewer in various journals, has received best paper awards from different agencies like IRC. He has been providing consultancy to various agencies with regard to roads and road transportation aspects, and also worked as a coordinator for State Technical Agency under PMJSY. Professor Sachdeva ji is equally known for his contribution to social service activities, especially in Kurukshetra region. And for this, he has been honored by Honorable Chief Minister of Haryana as well as His Excellency Governor of Haryana. CSIR was established on 26th September 1942, initially with 5 national laboratories: NCL Pune, NPL Delhi, CFRI Dhanbad, CGCRI Kolkata, and NML Jamshedpur. Presently, 10 labs are under the Engineering Sciences Cluster in CSIR, including CRRI. In September every year, we celebrate our CSIR Foundation Day, and this year it is also another important occasion of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Now, I request Professor Sachdeva ji to deliver CSIR Foundation Day lecture. Over to you, sir.
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Respected Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, Director General CSIR and Secretary DSIR. Respected Professor Satish Chandra ji, Director CSIR CRRI. Professor Sikdar, former directors, other esteemed senior scientists of CRRI, Dr. Neelam Gupta, Dr. R.K. Garg, Shri UK Guru Vittal, Dr. Lakshmi Parmeswaran, research scholars, other staff members, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I extend my warm greetings to all of you on the auspicious occasion of celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and 80th CSIR Foundation Day. इस शुभ अवसर पर आप सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई एवं शुभकामनाएं. I pay my special respect, regards and reverence to Dr. Satish Chandra, who has been my PhD supervisor. As we know, whatever we get in life, our teachers have a great role and contribution in that. मैं अपने गुरुजी को प्रणाम करते हुए, उनका वंदन करते हुए अपनी बात आपके समक्ष रख रहा हूं. I know it is not easy when your guru is with you to speak something, especially on a topic which is very relevant, and I am being told that I have to address as the Foundation Day lecture. But still I am trying. We all know Council of Scientific and Industrial Research celebrated its 80th Foundation Day on 26th September. CSIR has a network of 38 laboratories and 39 outreach centers having pan-India presence and covering wide spectrum of research activities ranging from making sensors to aircrafts, oceanography to drugs, from genomics to biotechnology and nanotechnology, from roads and structures to mining and many more. After independence, the institutions that played a significant role in the development of the nation, CSIR is definitely one among them. The CSIR laboratories have really played a great role, not only in improving the life of our people through their research and development, but also they have brought a culture of scientific temper in the country. My congratulations to all the scientists and researchers of CSIR for their exemplary work and achievements. CRRI, as we all know, is an institute covering fundamental and applied research in different areas of roads and road transport, including bridges and landslides. CRRI is a very familiar name to me, and like me, to all other civil engineers in the country. I am fortunate enough to have close association earlier with Dr. A.K. Gupta, then with Dr. Sikdar, who fortunately is present with us today, and then Dr. Satish Chandra. All had been director of CRI for some time or the other. I am really grateful to all these great persons, all these luminaries, for the guidance that I could get from them from time to time. When I used to be a student and during our engineering course, we used to study in the, probably the topic used to be history of road development in the country. And there used to be the various milestones. And one of the milestones was the CRI was set up in 1952. This was at that point of time also, it was considered as a milestone in the history of road development in the country. Yes, truly, really, CRI has proved to be a very important step in the development of the nation through its contribution to the road sector. We know CRI for some very prestigious projects that it has taken up in the past, like flexible payment performance study, concrete payment temperature differential study, bituminous overlays on cement concrete payment, study on bonded concrete overlays for concrete payment, axle load study, lateral placement of vehicles, traffic simulation modeling, and the contribution of CRI to Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. That was the occasion when I had the opportunity to work closely with Professor Sikdar, and still I owe the success of this PMGSY project to the CRI and especially Professor Sikdar, his vision at that point of time, the way the CRI led whole of the country in the implementation of this project in the country. The success of this project is so much so that people in villages, they say that we want only PMGSY road and we don't want any national highway or any other kind of road. Similarly, the contribution of CRI to other projects like Golden Quadrilateral project in the country, training and dissemination of SDM4 for preparing DPR of Delhi Metro network, road user cost study, landslide and natural disaster mitigation, development of bump integrator, development of mobile bridge inspection unit, development of expansion joint testing, and recently Indian Highway Capacity Manual. And I'm told that there is some kind of app also which has been developed by CRI during this COVID period, maybe by the name, I may not be knowing the name exactly. It is something related to Kisan Sabha app so that they can sell their products in the market in a better way. And this has become very popular. CRI has state-of-the-art equipment like accelerated payment testing facility, national survey vehicle, and so on. Contributions of CRI cannot be overemphasized as majority of its research work is applied in industry and contributes to the formulation of IRC and BIS codes. I am glad that CRI has proven its professional worth in every phase of India's growth in line with prevailing national policies and national priorities. And for all this kind of achievements, I congratulate all the researchers, scientists of CRI. Now, we have various challenges that we are going to face in near future. Road sector in the country is growing at a very fast pace, and Government of India has initiated several schemes, several programs for the development and construction of highway projects in the country. We know about 102 lakh crore rupees are earmarked under National Infrastructure Pipeline Project, which aims to provide world-class infrastructure to citizens and improving their quality of life in the next 5 years to achieve the GDP target of $5 trillion by 2024-25, and almost 60% of this will be in the road and rail sector. Road sector in the country is facing many challenges, and few of them are availability of trained manpower, availability of good construction material, road safety, and damage caused due to natural disasters like landslides and floods. We are in the process of phasing out fossil fuel based vehicles by 2030 as per the policy already envisaged by the Government of India. The use of artificial intelligence is coming up in a big way. Robotics, data analytics, intelligent transportation, and driverless cars are other areas that are going to impact the transportation sector in a big way. These technologies, known as futuristic technologies, are also the disruptive technologies that are going to change the way we live today. For example, if we take the case of the diesel vehicles, diesel engine vehicles, they are having almost 2000 components, and there are number of ancillary units along with our main manufacturers that are doing a lot of business in that particular area. And with the introduction of electric vehicles, the number of components are going to be somewhere around 15-20 only. And this is going to disrupt all these kind of entities, enterprises in the market, and may lead to a lot of unemployment. If we are not prepared in time, all this may lead to loss of jobs, and the unemployment problem could be still worse. CRI should consider in their research programs to provide solution to these issues, these kind of challenges that the country is about to face in near future. If I talk about Kurukshetra University, we are A+ grade university. It is the largest and the oldest university of Haryana. This university is one among 8 state universities of the country which have got a special status by MHRD or Ministry of Education, Government of India. Kurukshetra University has 47 departments, about 290 affiliated colleges with a total student strength of about 2 lakh. These colleges, they are working in different areas. We have several engineering colleges that are affiliated to the university, and I look forward that CRI and Kurukshetra University, they can join hands, they can collaborate on several fronts for the benefit of the society. CRI has unique facilities for research which are not generally available in other institutes, and therefore students from different engineering colleges must be permitted to visit the laboratories and also to work under the guidance of scientists of CRI. Kurukshetra University also has state-of-the-art facilities in some of the areas, especially physics, chemistry, geophysics, electronics, and similarly many more. And we can jointly share these resources and facilitate our research, and we can also share the expertise available with the 2 institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, all esteemed scientists and researchers, we all know National Education Policy 2020, the new education policy. This has already been launched. All the universities are in the process of implementing this policy. The main aim of this policy is to provide holistic, multidisciplinary quality education with equity and inclusion to develop well-rounded human beings. We all know multidisciplinary means wherein an engineering graduate should have the knowledge of humanities, should have the knowledge of art subjects, and similarly a student of arts should be having some knowledge of the science subjects as well. The holistic education means which helps to develop all capacities of human beings, or at least a few of the capacities of the human beings. That is going to be possible when we are going to impart skill training, we are going to impart the students internships, and we are going to give them value-based education. So all these things are included in the new education policy. Our education system should not be a linear one only, but it should be multi-dimensional. It should not be like this, that from one end we permit the students to enter the system, and from the other end it is going to come out in a linear manner. The development of his personality should be such that the product or the student which is passing out, who is passing out from the university, becomes a multifaceted, all-rounded or well-rounded human being. It means we need to ensure that the content that we are teaching that leads to development of wisdom in the students. And from our curriculum, we are leading to skill and to the higher levels. The product from the university should be a well-rounded one. The purpose of this new education policy is to add values to the qualification by getting the degrees of BA, MA or BTech. Then these are barely the qualifications. If we add values to these qualifications, then it becomes education. So that is the purpose, that the students, they are really educated and they are not merely getting these qualifications or the degrees. When the students come out, they should be job ready. They should be able to go in a discovery mode wherein they can contribute to the knowledge base of the country and they are able to become thought leaders of tomorrow. Central Road Research Institute can do hand holding of students of the universities in terms of providing them skill and providing them opportunities for internship. This will also lead to amplification of knowledge of our scientists at the CRI. When you will move out, you will go in for more community engagement, will go in for engaging the students. The knowledge of our scientists also gets amplified in the process. Because when we interact with the society, there are many things that we come to know, and accordingly we can sharpen and focus our research accordingly. We have another issue that is facing our youth these days, that is regarding the unemployment part. We know that the three main sectors that contribute to our economy are the primary sector or the agriculture sector. We have the secondary sector or the manufacturing sector, and then we have the tertiary sector or the service sector. The contribution to the GDP by the agriculture sector is around 20%, whereas contribution to the employment is around 42%. What does it mean is that there are going to be 40 persons and the income is going to be only 20 rupees. It means income is less, the persons who are dependent upon that income, that is more. Manufacturing sector contributes around 26% to the economy, and almost the same number of people get employment, 26%. And the service sector contribution to the GDP is quite high, 54%, and the employment that the people get from the service sector is 32%. Less number of people get, more number of, say, the amount, more amount is, it means in the service sector the income level is more. So what we need to correct is that the income of our farmers, the persons who are dependent upon, because very large number of people are dependent upon agriculture. 42% of the employment is coming through agriculture sector alone. So we need to increase the income of the farmers, and accordingly our research should be focused in the area wherein we can do that. Similarly, we find that other than agriculture, most of the employment comes through our MSME sector, micro, small, medium enterprises, or the unorganized sector. So again, our policies, the policies of the government and our focus area of research should be such that we are able to strengthen these sectors so that this issue of unemployment can be effectively addressed. We know that we have only 2% jobs in the government sector. We have got 5.5% jobs that are in the corporate sector. Total 7.5% jobs, which we can say that are good kind of jobs, which are wherein assured salary is there at the end of a month. Around 15% we have got casual and contract workers where the income is less than 10,000 rupees per month average. Rest of the employment is coming through agriculture and MSME sector and through entrepreneurship. Central Road Research Institute and the institutions like CRI, they can effectively do hand-holding of the students in making them entrepreneurs as well. Because the solution of unemployment lies in our entrepreneurship only, wherein our students, they don't run after the government jobs, rather they become so able that they are able to provide jobs to others. So with these words, I once again congratulate CSIR, CRI, scientists, researchers, other staff members for having organized this celebration of the Foundation Day. My best wishes, congratulations to all of you. And I also express my heartfelt thanks to the organizers, especially Dr. Satish Chandra, for giving me this opportunity of interacting with you people. I'm really thankful. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable insight. It was truly inspiring and motivational. We all know the challenges ahead, and therefore it's extremely important for all of us to remain focused and do our best for the students, the future of the nation, our society, and our country. I request Chief Guest Professor S.N. Sachdeva to release CRRI Annual Report 2020-21 in the virtual mode, please. Shri Vivek, may please help. Thank you. Now I invite Dr. P. Lakshmi to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening. Today we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Utsav and 80th CSIR Foundation Day. Professor Somnath Sachdev, Vice Chancellor, Kurukshetra University, in spite of his busy schedule, has taken time out to deliver the CSIR Foundation Day lecture. Sir, the words of wisdom you shared is a source of inspiration for all of us. I would like to express our sincere gratitude on behalf of all of us in CRRI. Thank you very much, sir. Our esteemed director, Professor Satish Chandra, a stellar leader and visionary, has been encouraging and guiding us in various R&D activities in CRRI. We are grateful to you, sir, for your continuous support. We express our gratitude to Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, DG CSIR, directors of various CSIR laboratories, Professor P.K. Siddhar, RC chairman and RC members, former directors, former colleagues for their participation through digital platform in this function. Last but not the least, thanks are due to my colleagues from ILT Division, Computer Center, Administration, Finance and Accounts, Stores and Purchase, who have worked for organizing this event. Thank you very much. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for the presence today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. So here we are concluding today's function with a quote: hard times don't create heroes. It is during the hard times when the heroes within us is revealed. So stay healthy, stay safe. Namaskar.